Oh, are you?
Sorry, Yeah, I have like a whole fucking new setup, so like this is weird.
Yeah? I can kind of
Yeah.
see it in the reflection there.
Yeah, this is a whole new thing.
I like what you're doing with your hair, like slicking it back, man. It's nice.
Oh, that's just cause I'm pretty.
Oh, well, yeah, there's that too. Do you use oh man, what's that shampoo called? Is it like Aveline? Is that what it's called?
No, I have like it's some like professional thing that's got like tea tree in it or something.
Okay. Tea tree?
It's pretty sick. Yeah, it's pretty sick. Not gonna lie.
The one I use has honey in it. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Bay says, "What's today's stream about?" Today's stream is Rewrite and I's podcast cartography. We just talk about gaming news, and we let the community get kind of like into the podcast. So like, you guys can ask us questions and let us know things too. You know, to kind of help the podcast move along, I should say. But it's really just something that I was talking to Rewrite, and I was like, man, I really want to do a podcast. That sounds like it would be totally poggers, dude. Plus, you know, like, look how cute he is, right? Look at him. Look at him. Well, I'm probably on that side to him, but he's right here to me. He also says, "I bring the light itself, and I will use it to protect the innocent." Refined, what are you doing in my chat? Go to Thomas's chat. You're not welcomed here. Get out of here.
So fucking rude.
Get out of here. Fuck you, Refined. He probably said a lot more, but like kind of.
The irony in that statement is that's my like tech notification tone.
Yeah. Podcast is Pog. I've been thinking of doing one as well. Dude, you should, man. Podcasts are cool. Thomas's stream isn't even up yet, bro. Yo, you stole my friend. What? Yo, what's up, Cole? How are you doing, man? Welcome to the podcast today.
We actually were in. So when you started calling me, we were playing Smite.
Yeah.
Cause like I was set up at like 11.
I was still asleep, dude. I woke up at 9:45 my time.
Like I set up and I was like, oh, okay. Oh, I haven't heard from you by like a little bit, like probably like 11:10, 11:15, something like that. I was like, alright, fuck it, we're playing Smite today. And then we had the 4-stack. We had the 4-stack in like 20 minutes. We were ready to go.
I'm sorry. I forgot. Okay, like when you said 10, in my head I was like 10 my time. Alright, cool, I got you. I don't know why. Oof, you know, it doesn't even matter, man. It doesn't even matter. Let me swap.
Refine says he moved chats. This one's better.
Well, fuck you too, Refine.
You told him off.
Big facts. What the hell? Poof. Podcast.
Also, my birthday was yesterday.
It was.
So you are actually blessed that I didn't cancel like the whole thing, because bro, my goal was to get hammered.
Yeah.
And I actually did. But like, my wife had work this morning. Oh yeah, and yesterday was Refine's birthday.
Yesterday was Refine's birthday. Happy birthday, Refined! Happy birthday!
What episode is this? I think like 11.
Fuck no, it's not 11. There's no way this is episode 11. Hold on. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. I have to figure out what episode this is. It's gonna bug me now.
Holding.
Okay, somebody hold something.
Hold me.
Oh fuck! I didn't mean to sign out. No, I didn't mean to sign out. To keep your account secure. Oh god. Yeah. No, I don't want to show my password to everybody. I didn't mean to sign out. Time zones is a big oof, dude. It really do be out here being a big oof. Wait, no, I don't have my account anymore. What?
I'm putting episode something.
Where's cartography on my accounts?
We'll fix the rest of this in post.
Well, now I just want to know at this point. Yo, Matt, what's up, Shads? How you doing, man?
Is that the boy, Shads?
That is the boy. That's the man, the myth, the legend, right there.
Alright, listen, I gotta finagle this in like 10 ways, so hold please.
Oh, here we go. Okay, I found cartography. Here we go. This is episode 7. We are on episode 7. This man said 11? Are we on episode 11?
Bro, listen. I got stuff to do. Okay?
Shout says,
cool, Joker.
Yo, thank you so much for the 100 bits, Viper. I appreciate it. What episode are we on? We're on episode 7. Damn it, rewrite. I have a topic for you. What's the topic, Chads? Let's hear it, man. Because I think a lot of the stuff that we're going over today is Pokemon related due to the huge fucking Pokemon news that we got. So.
Topic, Kepri. We're fine. That's why we should just start the Smite podcast.
Start the Smite podcast. Rust French European servers burned and many people lost progress irreversibly. Wait, what do you mean?
I'm assuming like the actual like facility where the servers was hosted blew up.
Did it? Or the servers just caught fire? One of the two.
Or the server blew up. Like actually.
It legitimately just sparked and created C4 essentially. They raided their own building.
Damn, that's crazy. Damn, that sucks.
Yeah. Like that's kind of shitty. I'll be honest with you.
But also like, if you were to treat it like an insurance claim, right?
Yeah.
Like, yo, how am I gonna be compensated for my shit getting wrecked? That's damn near an act of God.
Yeah.
Like that's a damn. What am I supposed to do? Oh yeah, random factoid.
Okay.
Random thing.
Let's hear it.
I have a TikTok, right? That has 265.
You have a what?
Views.
You have a
Yes,
TikTok?
listen, it was. Look, we made it. Okay.
No. Wait, no. Hold on. You have a TikTok, okay? What the fuck?
Yeah. So Mia Refine made it as a meme, right?
There it goes.
And the clip on it is like me doing some shrine in Zelda, and this bitch has 200 like. Hold on, I'm actually gonna check the numbers right now.
Okay.
Like it's 200 something thousand views. Refine would update me about this. It has 272,000 views.
What the fuck?
And then Refine would update me about this, be like, this many people have seen your face. Like 100,000 people have seen it. It hit 100,000 views in 24 hours.
What the fuck? What is the Vine? Or not the Vine, what is the TikTok?
It's dead ass. So like you play Breath of the Wild, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm playing through it for my first time on Master Mode because why not?
Pog celebs out here.
And there's the shrine where that they want you to like motion control this ball through a maze and then like drop it.
Okay, I remember this one.
A lot of people just like flip the whole thing over.
Yeah.
And use okay, I didn't do that. I kind of like bank shot it in there with the platform. And
okay.
It is genuinely nothing. Like, and it has 270,000 views.
But what are the likes on it? That's important.
It's like 40,000.
Okay, impressive. Basis.
I almost off of that one video, I almost have more followers on TikTok than Twitch.
What the fuck? Dude, okay, so Bay says, Pog celebs out here. Okay, so you're a fucking celebrity, alright? I'm a piece of shit, alright? Who you have deemed worthy enough to communicate with at this point, okay? So, I guess...
Batman's gotta take Robin everywhere.
Yo, look at our shirts, too. It makes so much sense. So for those of you who don't know, for the longest time, like, Thomas and I have been friends since we were children. And for the longest time, he is constantly referred to me as his Robin, and
because other people called me Batman. I did not call myself Batman.
Facts.
Like that's like for the record.
Because Thomas uses prep time and fucking natural selection. But anyways. Yeah, so Batman and Robin. We were almost tempted to call this podcast something other than cartography, but we use cartography as a play on our names since he's writing and I'm a map. But anyways. Hey, Thomas, keep it going. Anyways. That sounds like a fucking. Never mind. It doesn't matter.
No, you can. I would say no. You can have that.
Whatever. You know what? You can let it be. Look, okay. So I'm so fucking hyped, dude. Okay. So we've got news on Pokemon Legends, right? For our brand new open world RPG Pokemon game, which, you know, it's not like everyone's in the world has been asking for something like this for, I don't know, roughly 15 fucking years at this point. Base says, yes, it's hype.
I know the Sinnoh remake, some people are like pretty divided on it because everyone's like, oh, the sprites look really bad, whatever.
Right.
But like, taking into consideration, one, it's being made by a third party, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And two, like, 4th gen's solid. Like, it is what it is.
I like the artwork.
I would rather have this than Let's Go Sinnoh.
Oh, absolutely. I
didn't dislike the Let's Go's, but I would rather play a traditional Pokemon game.
Right.
Like, I would just rather do that. Plus, like, the in battle animation is like Let's Go.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
I agree. And like, I don't think I would have been happy if we would have got something like Let's Go. I probably wouldn't have even bought it, to be quite honest with you.
I probably still would have bought it, but I would have just been like, oh, okay, I'm gonna bang through this and then be done.
Yeah.
In like 20 minutes.
Right. And like I don't understand all the negativity for the Sinnoh remakes, like as far as Pokemon Diamond and Pearl go, right? Like, I honestly really like the chibi art, and mostly I like it because it feels like it's a callback to what Pokemon games used to be, right? But now I have a question in my head, like, so did we lose diagonal movement again? Like, did we not have diagonal movement again? You know?
I mean, it doesn't look like they just slapped a coat of paint on it. Like, it looks like it's like 2.5D animated, so maybe we lost diagonal movement, but probably not.
Right.
And if we did,
it's not that big of a deal.
I don't think it's really big of a deal.
Yeah.
Now that Legends, though.
So
my only concern was when they were showing like the Pokemon battles themselves. It looked kind of strange.
Right. But it's gonna look strange.
Because it had like the trainer standing off to the side, and then the Pokemon was there battling. Now, granted, I know that it's pretty early in development because it's not coming out till next year.
Yeah.
Not mistaken. So that like aspect can change, or maybe that's just for in-game footage like reasons they showed it that way.
Right.
But everything else is sick.
Yeah.
Like, everything else is sick.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited with it, ultimately. Like, when we saw... I'm just going to call her Dawn because I don't know what her name is going to be in the game, you know, like in this new game. Mm-hmm. But, like, it's obviously it looks like Dawn, right?
Yeah.
Or Pearl, depending on whichever... Is she Diamond or is she... I don't remember what her name is, actually, as far as, like, in code.
So, in those gens, they had names.
Did they actually have names?
Yes, they had names. Like, I think starting in Gen 3,
okay,
they started to have names.
Oh, yeah, because Brandon and May.
And Brendan.
Yeah.
Brandon, whatever.
Brendan? I think it's Brendan.
Yeah, I think it's Brendan.
Dude, I remember the shock everybody had when they found out that that was a fucking hat he was wearing and it wasn't his fucking hair.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? But anyway, continue.
And then it was Dawn, and I don't know what the dude. No one ever.
I don't remember his
Everyone
name.
played as Dawn because Dawn was in the anime.
Yeah, I remember. I played as Dawn. I like Dawn, but
I played as the dude.
Did you?
But I don't know what the fuck his name was.
I liked Dawn. I started playing as like the female characters in Crystal version for some reason. I don't know. I was like a kid. I was like, this is different.
Crystal had probably the best sprite in Gen 2. Like, out of you had the boy, the girl,
Yeah.
And then when Crystal came out, you also had like they changed the girl model, or they gave you the girl model or something, and it was Crystal, and Crystal's looks really good.
Yeah.
So I actually like that model, but also like it looks exactly the boys model looks exactly like it did in first gen, so it was just different.
Yeah. But as far as Legends goes, we saw Dawn like hiding in the grass and like sprinting and then doing like a jump roll into another thing of grass just to
It dead
throw a Pokeball.
Just to catch a Pokemon and do stuff. Yeah, it dead ass looked like some Breath of the Wild horse trading.
That's
shit.
what I was fucking saying. Like when I saw it, I was like, "This looks like trying to sneak up on a horse in Breath of the Wild just to get the horse and tame it."
So like we watched Aaron watches a Pokemon streamer named Shady Penguin, and we were watching his stream when he watched the direct, and like when they did the 25 years of Pokemon, like she almost cried.
Right.
Like, it was the thing.
Yeah.
And then
naturally.
And then I was like, okay, there's a new Pokemon Snap, which I'm actually gonna get the Pokemon Snap.
Same.
I'm probably not gonna like stream it. I'm not gonna stream it or anything, like, but I'm getting it for the kids for sure.
Right.
I'm gonna get Pokemon Snap because that looks dope. Original Pokemon Snap was fire.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It was probably one of the best N64 games. Just sheer. It used the functionality of the controller well. It was a really good feeling game. It was just an on rails, really chill, I'm gonna take pictures experience.
Right.
Those games are never bad. Then they had Legends, which looks fucking dope, though I am a touch apprehensive about how the combat is going to look.
Right.
Not how it's going to function. And then we got the Sinnoh remake, which actually I was like, yo, that's dope.
Right.
And then we were like, oh, they were making it with a third-party studio. I was like, oh, wow, so Nintendo's like subcontracting. Like, that's actually sick.
That's huge, actually, because they don't do that.
They
Yeah.
don't do that.
That's not a thing that Nintendo does.
And, so I'm overall, I'm pretty excited for all the Pokemon news that we got for the anniversary.
Yeah.
And then plus they've got some Let's Go events going on, or Go events going on if you play Pokemon Go, which I very passively play Pokemon Go.
I don't think I've played Pokemon Go in like two, maybe 3 years at this point. I just got bored of it. I don't know.
I have there's a Pokestop at one of the stores I work at, so like I'm like, okay, the weeks that I work at that store, like I play Pokemon Go a little bit, but besides that, like I don't like go play it when I'm at home.
Right.
You know?
Right.
It's one of those like, well,
I'm out and about and I can just pull it up.
Like I've already got a step tracker going, like might as well feed my serotonin and fucking get rewarded by something doing this.
Right.
But yeah, Pokemon news is big.
Mm-hmm. And there is Bethesda news.
Yeah, that the purchase of Bethesda by Microsoft actually is now complete.
Yeah.
Bethesda is now officially owned by Microsoft.
Yes. And
so
they pretty much confirmed that that not Final Fantasy, I don't know why I was supposed to say that, but fucking Elder Scrolls is pretty much only gonna be an Xbox title. They're throwing it. Yeah, they're throwing it onto the Game Pass, and I don't know. I was like vaguely reading over it, so don't take that at 100%. But I was literally just reading it because it popped up in my news article, and I was like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
So if I'm not mistaken, Microsoft did say that they are going to honor every game that Bethesda already said was going to be multi-platform. Like the new IP, it's Starfall, Starfair, Star whatever.
Yeah.
That one for sure is still going to every console.
Right.
Like everything. I'm not sure about Elder Scrolls, but it probably will, because that's like dick move Microsoft.
But it wasn't promised that it was, because they didn't announce what systems it was coming on. They just showed the trailer.
Just said it was in development.
Yeah. And all they did was show a trailer for it. And they didn't they didn't slap game consoles onto that trailer at the end of it like they would normally do.
So we're gonna have to see when that time gets here. We'll know. Now, the only blessing in disguise, I guess, you can have about that is it will at least also come to PC.
Right.
Because the whole unified platform thing,
Right.
everything that Microsoft makes now going forward is also coming to PC.
Right.
So if you can't get your hands on a next gen console, like you can always get your hands on a PC. They're a lot more expensive, but it is what it is. That's one of those like we as the consumer have no say in this matter. There's nothing that we can do about it, you know?
Right. Absolutely.
Let's see what else is there. But they did release every single Bethesda game released in like the past 15 years on fucking Game Pass.
Yeah, that's
like,
all up for grabs, dude.
Game.
I was super hyped about it because I was like I can just download for free. I can get Oblivion for free. I've got Skyrim for free. I've got I don't know if Morrowind was on there, but like
yes,
fucking
Morrowind was on there.
Fallout 3, Fallout 4 is on there. Morrowind,
76 New Vegas, Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim, Doom Eternal.
These are huge titles too, and it's just like, yeah, man.
If you haven't played Doom Eternal and you play shooters, like play Doom.
Yo, what's up, Skeletor? Welcome to the stream, man.
Like Doom is sick.
Right.
Doom is actually flames.
Right. I haven't played it. I've watched a lot of people play through it though.
So Doom 1, Doom 2016, I actually didn't beat because for some reason, like my brain would turn off when I was playing that shit. It was just not engaging enough for me. But Eternal, that game was flames. That game was actually fire. And what was wild is like while I was beating the game, I had to get my kids up for school. So like I was running back and forth between here and my office, like trying to like beat the game because I was streaming at the time and I was trying to beat the game and get my kids ready for school at the same time. And that boss fight took me like 5 attempts. It's hard. It's kind of hard.
I haven't played Doom Eternal or any of the new Doom games, to be honest. I think the last Doom game I played was Doom 3. But I've watched people play through Doom. Like I've watched several people play through it, and I've seen the final boss fight. I'm not gonna talk about it, but I've seen the final boss fight, and I don't know. It's just not for me, man. I don't really care for FPS games personally. Like me playing FPS games, I don't care for. I like watching people play FPS games. I think the only FPS game I play is Rust. That's like really it though. Bay says, did I hear free games? Kind of. So like, if you get the Xbox Game Pass, whether it's the PC Game Pass or the console Game Pass, you have access to so many things, so many different games that are just like free to download. You pay like the small, like I think it's like $4 or something like that for Game Pass, and once you pay for that, you can download like literally hundreds of different games for free. You don't have to pay for them. You just get to download them. I've had Fable 1, 2, and 3 installed on my Xbox since Game Pass came out, essentially. And they haven't left my Xbox, and I can still play them whenever the hell I feel like playing them.
So the only Bethesda games now not on Game Pass is Doom 2016, which I forgot that they just took off of Game Pass not too long ago.
Right.
Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus, and The Evil Within 2.
The Evil Within 2. The Evil Within 2.
They added Youngblood, and Youngblood is bad.
Is that Wolfenstein?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The Wolfenstein series is flames.
And Slovakia has not Oblivion for some reason. Slovakia doesn't have Oblivion for some reason. Oh, what? What the fuck? Call the Slovakian government. Tell them I'm coming to kick their ass or something. I don't know.
But that's rude though.
Nah, fuck them. Fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids.
Yeah. But I did want to talk about Pokemon just a second, just a little bit more, because the fighting, the combat in the game, it looks weird, but honestly, I'm kind of welcome to a new combat system, to be honest. And the way that it looks like, yeah, like the trainer sits off to the side, and then the two Pokemon engage in combat, you know? But now the thing is like, do I pick my moves again? Like, do I still have like 4 moves that I can pick from to attack? Or am I gonna have like, is it gonna feel like a Final Fantasy game? You know what I mean?
You know what I was actually hoping for? I was hoping for it would be like, this is gonna be like, Thomas, this is not the take, but like transition from open world RPG to fucking like Pokken.
Like Pokken?
Yeah. Like when you go to battle, like you actually like fought.
Oh yeah.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
That would have been fucking dope.
That would have been fine. I would have been okay with that.
Dope.
Yeah, I would have been totally okay with that, because I like Pokken. Pokken was cool as shit. I still have Pokken for my Nintendo Switch. I still play it.
It could have been optimized like in its own way and not necessarily been Pokken, but like you know what I'm saying. Like you don't have like a set move set, like a set like here's my 4 moves.
Right.
It's bust that ass with this combo.
Right. Bust that ass with this combo.
And
But
it's just been sick as fuck.
What do you think about the starters for Legends?
I like, because it's what? It's Cyndaquil, Oshawott,
and Rowlet.
Yeah. I like the fact that they took from several different generations.
Me fucking too, boy. But Rowlet's the only one that has a dual typing.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah. Rowlet's the only one that has a dual typing, and he's Grass Ghost, which is still a fucking ridiculously good dual type.
I mean, he's Grass Flying off rip.
Yeah.
And then he becomes Grass Ghost when he's Decidueye.
Yeah.
Decidueye's claims.
Yes, I think personally, in my opinion, I think Decidueye is the best starter of that region, not of Legends, but like of Sun and Moon.
But yeah.
Yeah, I think Decidueye is the best starter in Sun and Moon.
Because you have what, Rowlet, Litten,
and Popplio.
Yeah.
Popplio.
Oh yeah, then definitely. It was Decidueye.
Because I don't know why, man, but like I don't understand where they were going with Popplio, man. Like, I understand it's supposed to be a water fairy type, right? And I understand that it's supposed to come out as a mermaid, but I feel like that should have been one of those starters where, like, if you were a male Popplio, you would have turned into something different. Because a lot of people didn't want to play Popplio due to the fact that it always looked very feminine on its final evolution. Which, I mean, I have no problems against, but that was a thing that a lot of people were like, why am I playing?
Yes.
Yeah. And
because it's like because they're like an opera ballerina.
Yeah. And then, what's his name? Litten. He was a fire dark type, which, I mean, I'll be honest, that's kind of lame. I just want to put that out there. It was kind of lame.
He was a luchador.
Yeah.
Fire dark type, which, like, bro, you could have just been, or pro wrestler, whatever you want to fucking say. Like, honestly, like, you should have just made him a fighting type.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like a fighting type, but nobody wanted another fire fighting type. Well, if that's the case, he shouldn't have come out and looked like a fucking luchador. Like, you know, like, now he just looks like a fighting type, and his typing is weird.
And the thing is like, I could kind of see what they were saying with, they wanted the subtypes to also be super effective.
Yes. Because,
like, Fairy is super effective against Dark, Dark is super effective against Ghost, but Ghost is not super effective against fucking Fairy.
Yeah.
So it's like, why the fuck? Why? What is the goal here?
Right.
You know?
And, you know, since we're on this topic of Pokemon starters, I just want to say this. I was pissed off with Sword and Shield starters. I love all 3 of the starters, right? Don't get me wrong. I like all 3 of the starters. However, they missed the chance to pretty much implicate, like, a Fire Steel type, right? Which would be, like, we haven't had a Steel type starter ever, you know?
Yes, we have.
Have we? Well, oh, yeah, Water type. But we haven't had a Fire Steel type starter, is what I'm saying. We had a water steel type, which is Piplup, which is my favorite starter in general.
Has dead ass like one of the coolest like type subtype combos.
Exactly. That shit's broken as fuck.
Everyone played the monkey.
I don't know why. Cause
I played the monkey. I'm not gonna lie.
You're fucking trash. I just want to let you know that.
Burnape was sick,
dude. Empoleon was a goddamn king. He comes out with a fucking crown on his fucking head.
So like at the time, I didn't appreciate it for whatever reason, but like
man.
now,
water steel type, bro. Steel type has been my favorite since they've introduced steel type into the game. Starting with Gen 2, because it was like just them trickling it out there. Like, what do you guys think about this? There's only 4 of them in the game, but what do you think about it? And everybody was like, more. We need more steel types. And then Gen 3 came out, and they put a fuck ton more steel types out.
Who's the steel types when they introduced it? It was Scizor, Steelix.
So you had Scizor, you had Steelix, and then the little rock thing that it was split in half and it had eyes in the center and weird
Fortress.
Fortress.
Yeah.
And there's one more. I don't fucking remember what it was, but I know there was only 4 steel types in Pokemon Gen 2. And then Gen 3, we got Aggron, we've got what's its name? The one that's got the weird plant on the back of its head. It only has 1 evolution. They gave it a mega evolution for some reason. I forget what its name was.
Mawile.
Yeah, Mawile. We had those 2. I don't remember anymore, to be honest with you. I can't think of these things off the top of my head. I'm really bad at shit like that. But we had those, and that was fucking huge. Aggron is my favorite steel type Pokemon. Amazing defense, great special attack, and all-around solid attack in general, right? So, it just came out as a super tanky Pokemon, which was awesome. I liked it. I love it. I still call him Mecha Godzilla, but,
He basically was Mecha Godzilla.
He fucking was, dude. You teach him Hyper Beam, I mean, it's the same fucking thing. I was, I think Gen 3 Pokemon, was probably one of my favorite, generations of Pokemon, as far as, Emerald goes. I think Emerald did really well. I wasn't really a fan of Ruby and Sapphire when they first came out, because, when they came out, remember, I was living with, Ashley and Ashton when my dad was married to Taffy and whatnot. And, they had Ruby and Sapphire, and I would, occasionally just, sit there and watch them play it, and it wasn't for me, man. I just didn't like it. But then Emerald came out, and they didn't want Emerald, and I was like, I fucking want Emerald. And so I got Emerald, and I played the shit out of that thing, I don't know, I feel like it did well, merging the 2 worlds of Ruby and Sapphire into one game, And then, what was after Gen 3? Gen 4 was, What was it now? Was it? Yeah, it was just, I don't know why I was fucking confused there. Yeah, Diamond and Pearl and Platinum. And then after that we had Black and White, right? Black and White and Black and White 2, which we had Oshawott, which is the fucking boy. Oshawott is that motherfucking boy.
Those starters were actually probably my least favorite.
Really?
Out of all of the sets, period, that's my least favorite set.
See, I liked
Snivy. I didn't really like Snivy. I didn't really like Tepig, and I defaulted to Oshawott because the other 2 definitely sucked.
I was about to say, don't you fucking disrespect my Oshawott now. Oshawott was that fucking boy, dude.
I think I picked Snivy for my first playthrough, and I was like, this ain't itching.
It de-evolved as it went through its evolutions. It was de-evolving. Weird. It was he had hands and feet, and then the second one he didn't have fucking feet anymore, and then the last one he was just a snake. He was just a grass snake. I don't even remember what his second typing was. Was it poison? Was he a grass poison type?
No, he didn't have a subtype.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Weird. And then, after Black and White, and Black and White 2, we got X and Y, right? No, we had X and Y, and then we had Sun and Moon. And in X and Y, we had Greninja, we had the fire furry fox thing, which was weird, and
forget what Delphi.
Yeah, and then we had Torterra, right? Torterra was X and Y. No, Torterra was Torterra is 4th gen. What was the grass type starter for X and Y? I don't remember. Was it that irrelevant?
Wait, you had Fox, you had Frog, you had Now I'm just like trying to think of the show. There's the Fox.
Uh-huh.
There's the Frog.
Right. Yeah.
It wasn't a turtle.
No.
Chespin.
Chespin.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it was Chespin.
The armadillo.
Yeah. He like stood up like this. He's like.
I don't know. I just used Greninja.
Yeah, Greninja was that boy. He was a water dark type, wasn't he? I want to say he was water dark type.
Yeah, but it made sense because he was like a ninja.
Yeah. And then after that we had Sun and Moon, and the water and fire starters were kind of lame. But Rowlet's that fucking boy.
I would say Decidueye was that boy.
Yeah, Rowlet, like you could clear the whole game with just Decidueye. He was that fucking broken. Like what was it, Ghost Shackle or Arrow Shackle, or it was one of those two attacks, and where he like summons Spirit Shackle, where he summons like the spectral bow and fires off a fucking crazy ass arrow. Yo, Sweeps, holy fuck, dude, subscribed for 12 months. Yo, thank you so much for the year, Sweeps. It's so nice to see you back. Look at that. Stop it. Don't make fun of my mustache. That's fucked up, man. How you doing, Sleaze? I hope you're having a fantastic day. Welcome to the podcast, dude. We're just bullshitting about Pokemon right now. Thomas, do you have anything else you want? Like, what you got going on over on your side of things?
I got no.
He said not a fucking thing.
I got like no gamer stuff.
Yeah.
Like, besides, I'm playing through Breath of the Wild for the first time.
Okay.
Which, Master Mode is hard as fuck.
There's a Justin Bieber
Master
mustache.
Mode is actually hard as fuck.
Master Mode? Last time I checked, you were playing through. Look, I'll be honest, man. I didn't like Breath of the Wild.
Really?
I did not like Breath of the Wild, and it's not the same like kind of argument that most people have against Breath of the Wild. I didn't care for it because they took out all the staples of Legend of Zelda and left like the Master Sword in there and Ganon and Link and Zelda. That was it.
They stripped it down. They stripped it down to the bare essentials, and then they filled everything else up.
Yeah, like I didn't care for the dungeons because they were like in and out kind of dungeons. With like one puzzle.
Because I'm playing it like years later, right?
Yeah.
Like, given when that game came out, I'm like, okay, this is like a tech demo. Just like because I was thinking about what other games came out right around that time, and like we got Let's Go in like the same time span.
Right.
And I was like, okay, well, Let's Go was definitely a tech demo.
Yeah.
For they were trying out new things. So I was like, okay, Breath of the Wild's basically like exactly that.
Right.
I think Breath of the Wild 2 is gonna like learn from all the criticism, because certain things the game does really well, like extremely well. I don't particularly care for the fact that I literally cycled through 4 weapons to kill one guy. That kind of sucked.
Yeah, I hate the weapon breaking system, to be honest with you.
I wouldn't mind it if it was just a little bit more forgiving.
But see, I cared about it because
I know the weapons break, like the weapons break faster and enemies regen health on Master Mode. So
yeah.
Like I'm just like, well, here's all this trash in my inventory. I'm just gonna go break this shit.
See,
bust it over someone's head.
My thing about it was like they could have removed the whole weapon breaking system, right? And instead they could have implemented instead of your weapons breaking, you could go and like use an anvil or something, because they had these things like out in the world. They could have just introduced an anvil into the game, and like you could work on the weapon and increase like its like the weapon's strength and stuff, but it could only go so far. So you would have to get the next weapon up.
So I'm assuming that mechanic is almost not going to exist in Breath of the Wild 2, because going into 2, you already have the Master Sword.
Right.
So they're probably going to take that whole mechanic out.
Right.
Because why would you use anything besides the Master Sword?
Right.
Like that, as the chosen champion of Hyrule, like why would you do that?
Do I get my tunic back? It seems they're moving away from the tunic.
I didn't mind not having the tunic.
Right.
Like, the aesthetic of like the clothing and stuff of Breath of the Wild.
It was nice.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was nice.
And I thought it was so far I've thought it was interesting that Zelda is more like a scholar than like just straight up like a princess, that because like what does she actually like do in any of the other games besides Wind Waker?
Right.
Like, she doesn't really do anything.
She's
just
but she is still like
blessed.
the princess though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then let's see. I didn't mind Link not having it. I have not minded Link not having his tunic. I like the aesthetic of all the species and like the variation.
Right.
Like the Zoras are so varied amongst themselves.
They're like different now. Like they're not just like they're not all the same fucking thing.
Like, this guy's a hammerhead shark, and this guy's just like a regular fish, and then this guy's this, and like that's cool.
I still stand beside the fact that I think Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess and Wind Waker are the two best Legend of Zelda games to ever be created. I just think like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask are so fucking overrated. Don't get me wrong, they're good games. They are. Let's not say that they aren't. I mean, they are groundbreaking games, right? They changed the fucking world of gaming pretty much. They really did introduce an open world aspect on a Nintendo 64, which is huge. But I still think...
And I mean, Majora's Mask was made in like 12 months.
Right.
18 months, something like that.
Because all they had to do was reuse... Yeah, all they had to do was reuse the map of the first game. Of Ocarina of Time. And maybe sprinkle in a few things.
I enjoyed both of those for what they were, but I do agree that they're not my favorite Zelda games.
Right. Let's catch up with chat. So chat says, unpopular opinion, Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask were very overrated. Dude, yes, Sweeps. In my opinion, I think they were. Cole says, Breath of the Wild sucks. I liked Breath of the Wild for certain aspects, but I don't like it as a Legend of Zelda game. Personally.
Right, and that's always like the argument that I come across is everyone's like, this isn't a good Zelda game.
Right.
Which, like, I see what you're saying. I don't agree with you, but I understand the criticism.
Right.
Because I enjoy, like, I haven't minded them, instead of, like, giving you big dungeons, they piece the dungeon out and spread it across as the shrines.
Right.
I haven't really minded that. It does kind of suck to just navigate and, like, open up the map, though.
Yeah.
It's kind of cringe. And stamina, like, you DRing stamina is actually really trash.
Yeah.
Because certain actions take a percentage of your stamina and not... So it's like, I have, like, two extra bars of stamina, and that shit doesn't matter. Because, like, if I jump while climbing a wall, it's still, like, fucking 30% of my current bar or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just like, bro, this is dumb.
I found myself emptying pretty much all of my my points that I could spend on that into my stamina bar. Like most of the time. Like I put enough points into my heart bar so I could pull the Master Sword, but then after that, like everything went into my stamina bar. Because so much relied on stamina in that game. Oh my god, there's a lot popping off in chat right now. Okay, so also hello Analog, welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a good day. We talking Link? Yes, we are talking about Legend of Zelda currently. What's your opinion on Skyward Sword?
I liked Skyward Sword.
I haven't played Skyward Sword.
Skyward Sword was the first Zelda game that really, like, besides Toe Monster being, like, just stupid to, like, looking at that creature looks stupid.
Right.
like besides that aspect, and if you could get past the motion controls being really gimmicky, like it felt like the atmosphere of the game made you feel like the stakes were pretty high,
Right.
and so that was pretty cool.
See,
Like I didn't feel like the stakes were that high even in fucking Ocarina of Time, because they were like, yo, this motherfucker shows up, like we die, like we actually die.
right. I never got the chance to play Skyward Sword. I always wanted to. I liked the motion control thing, but I never got my hands on it to have an actual opinion on how the motion control stick works. However, I'm excited because when they announced that they're doing the remaster for Skyward Sword and it's coming out on Switch, they were like, you can do the motion control thing if you want to, but you can play this with your hands still. You don't have to use the motion control stick to do it.
It's probably gonna have because what is this guy's name? Girahim, the sword.
Right.
Like, the sword guy, the real flamboyant dude.
I don't remember. I don't know. I never got the chance to play.
Probably because like how mechanically, like how some of the fights go is you're supposed to like swipe a certain way, otherwise he'll catch your sword and you can't hit him.
Right.
It's probably gonna be like if anyone's ever played Metal Gear Rising Revengeance.
Oh.
Where like you can aim it with your joystick.
Yeah, it would like slow down time, and you could move your stick around to slash at certain things. But ultimately, I'm super excited for this. I know this is the game where they first introduced the stamina bar, but I'm not too worried about that aspect. I'm more or less worried about like how is this going to, because this was a game that was mostly played with motion controls.
Mm-hmm. Like you had to play it with motion controls. You did not have an option.
Right. And so now it's like if I were to choose to play this game with just on a handheld, how well is it actually going to go over? Like how, like, am I going to have moments where it's like, obviously I shouldn't be playing like this.
So like at the time that game came out, that was the make or break conversation with everyone that I knew was the motion controls.
Right.
Because you had to get the adapter, the thing that made your Wiimote more accurate. Like you had to have that to actually play the game.
Right.
And then but people could either get past the motion controls or they couldn't.
Right. Let's see. Soup says that Soup says that Breath of the Wild was truly the first build your own adventure Zelda game. I mean, yeah. Analog says they didn't spend enough time on the dungeons of Breath of the Wild. They used the same textures and music, so it's a bit cringe. I hated Skyward Sword. It was way too handholdy.
So, about the texture thing, as an in-universe thing, I understand why.
Right.
Like,
they kind of needed to keep it.
But like in the world of the game,
right?
Like all the shrines were built by the same people to do the same thing.
Right.
It'd just be a trial. Like, okay, so them looking the same aesthetically makes sense.
Right.
Do I like it? Not really, but it's one of those things that like that doesn't score high on the bar of like my complaints.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one of those like, oh, okay, this all looks the same.
Right.
Whatever.
I can live with it. I can walk through this. It's not that big of a deal. Right. Analog also says stakes. How? Question mark. I think he was talking about when you were talking about Skyward Sword.
He's or they are referencing the stakes of Skyward Sword, and then about the game being handholdy.
Right.
Which honestly, like games being handholdy, it's a Nintendo game.
Fair enough.
Their target demographic is between the ages of 6 and like 12.
Which I mean, honestly, it really shouldn't be anymore. Because adults are really like mainly the ones who are like, I want to play this game. It's a Legend of Zelda game. I want to get the new Legend of Zelda.
But Nintendo's very transparent about that fact. They say that's a you problem.
I mean, that's
Like
fair.
dead ass.
That's
Like
fair
they
though.
dead ass say that you're not our target demographic. If you want to consume our stuff, that's fine. But that's a you problem.
Right, and
It's just
that's
like
fair.
it's just like if you've ever watched the Smash Directs, like Sakurai was actually talking about frame data once, and he was like, actually, this is not what matters. Like the game is a party game; it's supposed to be fun,
Right.
and so just it's a Nintendo game. Nintendo games are on a scale of 1 to 10, rarely rate higher than a 4 in difficulty.
Right.
I can't think of a truly like difficult Nintendo game.
Right. I think what was it? Chronicles. I think that was it's like an RPG anime game. I think that was a difficult game, if I'm not mistaken.
What, Final Fantasy?
No, no, no,
Crystal
no,
Chronicles?
no, not that. Oh God, what was that? What was that game called? A lot of people were talking to me about it. X-Blade Chronicles. Is that what it was?
Oh, Xenoblade.
Xenoblade. I'm pretty sure that was a difficult game though. That was strictly Nintendo.
So like so when Nintendo first came out, like a lot of their revenue was generated by rentals.
Right.
Like, which is why if anyone remembers like the days of the cartridge rental, those games were hard as fuck because they were not designed for you to beat.
Right.
Like they wanted you to rent them over and over and over until you finally beat them, but you could only play them in 3-day spurts.
Right.
Then they transitioned to the new demographic of, well, get your parents to buy you stuff.
Right.
Which that's a lot easier because we shifted into the generation of parents that was just like, to pacify their kids, they just bought them shit to keep them occupied.
Let's see. Analog says, "Oh, okay, but the constant hand-holding in Skyward makes it hard to play for me." I mean, I can understand that as well, like constantly being like, "Oh, we have to go here. This is where we have to be. This is what we have to do. This is what we're doing. Why are you going that way? We need to go back this way. You can't leave the map on this side. We need to go back over here. We have to go do this." Like, I can understand what you mean by as far as that goes, at least. And then he said, "That is fair, but it shouldn't be like that anymore." Analog says. Sleep says the best Switch game is Octopath Traveler. I haven't played Octopath Traveler. That might be something I pick up and play for stream, to be honest.
It's very good.
Analog,
it's very long and it's very good.
Hell yeah. Analog says, "What about the Mario RPG? That shit was hard as fuck."
I didn't really have a lot of difficulty with it, but at the time
I haven't played it.
Like I was a heavy RPG player. It's old.
Right.
It's older.
I don't really play Mario games personally. I've never been a fan of Mario. I just haven't.
Mario RPG actually was dead ass a Final Fantasy game with Mario skin on it.
Right.
Like dead ass.
I would play it then, probably. Like if it was like that, I would probably play it.
Like it's like mechanically and all that stuff. It's it's an older Final Fantasy game in a Mario universe.
Right. I'd probably pick it up. I'll take a look at it. Actually, now you got me interested.
Because actually, the original Mario RPG was made in tandem with Square.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
So it's a pretty good game.
Yeah, I'll have to take a look at it. I might end up playing it for myself. To be honest, that was a demographic that was geared towards Mario fans and fans of RPGs, as opposed to your basic child demographic. Interesting.
Yeah, it's because it's a Final Fantasy game. With Mario skin on it. Like, so, I'm so serious. Like,
I seriously have to check this out, dude.
Yeah, it's really good. It's like this is kind of like weird, like a weird like pivot, but like a lot you'll see if you keep up with like Smash Twitter or anything like that, or when people are requesting characters, they're always requesting Gino. Gino is from Mario RPG.
Oh, okay. Can someone do me a favor and link me Mario RPG and Octopath on Discord? That way I don't forget about it after we get done with this, because chances are I probably will. I have a lot of stuff I have to take care of today. Octopath is also on Steam, so I'll probably check out Octopath then. To be honest, I might pick that up for a stream playthrough.
Octopath is dummy good.
Dummy good?
Yeah.
Dummy?
I've enjoyed it.
I'll check it out. You guys got me excited. Now I got new games I have to play. I recently just got done beating Dragon Quest. My first Dragon Quest I ever played. I finally beat it, and now there's a bunch of post-game stuff that I have to do. And honestly, the post-game is really interesting. Now, when it comes to time travel in video games, right, where you go back to, like, another point in time, where, like, your whole party loses, right? But let's say that you go back in time to a point of, like, let's say at the end of the game, you were practically level 70, right? And then you time travel back to a point where you are all, like, roughly level 28, right? What are your thoughts on time travel in video games when it comes to actually manipulating and changing the main timeline that you just played through?
I actually, for the most part, do not enjoy time travel in video games.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay.
The reason is because, like, typically it's a cop-out mechanic a lot of the time. They use it to either rectify story mistakes or rectify player mistakes.
Right.
And it's like they wrote to a point and was like, damn, we fucked up here, let's fix it.
Right.
Because that's what my biggest gripe with what was that, Final Fantasy 13-2?
Okay.
Had a lot of time travel in it. I dislike the mechanic.
But see, I where I can agree with you on some of that, right? Like time travel almost always fucks up everything, right? Like it almost always ruins the story at some way or shape or form. There were games like Chrono Trigger where I believe that they kind of did it right. You know?
Yeah, no, I agree. And the reason for that is because the game is designed specifically around time travel.
Right.
Like it's the whole shtick.
Right.
Which is why I was like 13-2 did it badly, because it was like the same thing. Like you walk into the game and they're like, time travel. Off the goat. You gotta time travel. And we're like, cool. Oh, this is trash.
Right.
Like this mechanic is actually bad.
Right.
And how it is utilized in this space is bad.
But see, the argument could be made that if there were rules that you have to follow, that could set time travel in the right path as far as like video games and so on, right? So like Chrono Trigger had like a set of rules that you had to follow when you time traveled. You know, like you couldn't interfere with like main plot points or whatever. But like there are games out there that don't set rules. They're like, yeah, man, fuck with the timeline. Do whatever you can to change whatever is happening at blah, blah, blah moment, you know? And that's where I feel like they fucking ruin the game at that point. Let's see. People in my chat when I was playing through Dragon Quest, they were like, this is bad. Like, this isn't a good thing. Why would they do this? Why would they time travel and change the plot? This is stupid. It doesn't make any sense. Now you've lost all this character progression because now none of the characters have gone through the shit that happened after this point to make them better characters. So what are they going to do? Oh, they're going to go see this guy and it's going to be like Guru in fucking Dragon Ball and he's like, I'm going to unlock your potential. And then he does that and now everybody's back to the level they were before the time travel. That's kind of a fucking cop-out to me.
That is actually a cop-out.
Yeah.
Like, that's really lame.
It's kind of fucking lame. But as far as the game goes, at the point that I'm in, as far as time travel goes, I'm honestly really enjoying it. But there are moments in it where it's like, why are you fucking doing this? You know? Like, why is this happening? Why did you decide to go down this route for a baddie? You know? And so on. Analog says, Chrono Trigger I give a pass because they were more cheerful and cheeky with time travel, so it felt a little better, I think, question mark. And then Cole said Chrono Cross was the better game out of both of those. But
I played both of those games like my freshman year of high school. So you have to think that's like 14 years ago.
Yeah.
So I remember the art style, and I remember thinking it was really cool that the artist from Dragon Ball Z, or the writer, whatever, Toriyama, was involved with it.
Right.
Like, I thought that was really cool, and that's mostly what I remember about the game.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie.
But going back, no, go ahead.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
We can keep going.
Going back to the Legend of Zelda talk, right? Like, so as far as Breath of the Wild 2 goes, what are some things that you think are going to be added and some things that you think are going to be removed? Because personally, I wouldn't be too upset if they removed the stamina bar. I'm just going to be honest here. I feel like they're going to keep it in. They definitely are going to keep it in. But you think with Breath of the Wild 2, are they going to implement other weapons of use that that Link can use? Because we already have the Master Sword, as you said. So, because you get it at the end of in Breath of the Wild. I mean, even if you don't fucking go and like snag it from the woods, you still end up with the fucking Master Sword at some point.
I mean, lore speaking, you have to have the Master Sword to beat Ganon.
Right.
You have to. It is. You are actually like morally obligated. Basically.
Right. So in Breath of the Wild 2, do you think they're gonna still introduce like weapons into the game where it's like, oh yeah, you can use a Master Sword, but it breaks over time and you have to wait for it to put itself back together, and you have all these other weapons that you can use that will break over time? Or do you think they're not gonna remove that?
If they let you use different weapons, I think there's like two distinct possibilities. One is those weapons are for Zelda.
Okay.
Because from what they've, released of Breath of the Wild, like Zelda is like a companion in that game.
Right.
Possibly a playable character. The second is if they implement some kind of, you know what we're going to do? We're going to bless other weapons so that we don't have to just have the Master Sword.
Right. That would be huge if they introduced like a new weapon that was similar to the Master Sword.
One of the things that always kind of irks me about the Zelda franchise, is for the most part, it's Master Sword or bust. Like, that's all you have.
Right.
And it's one of those, the lore just like repeats itself over and over. Like, every Zelda game is, if you strip it down, is exactly the same.
Right.
Which is get sword, save princess, beat Ganon.
Right.
Like, except for the offshoots when like Ganon wasn't the main antagonist. And then in some games where you thought Ganon wasn't the main antagonist, he was.
And then he was. Or in some cases where Link loses and he doesn't beat Ganon.
That's what I actually like really enjoyed about Breath of the Wild, was the fact that they set you up telling you lost.
Right.
Like, you suck.
Right.
You lost. Y'all weren't ready. You fucked up. Everyone died.
Welcome back, Bay.
Congratulations.
Right.
And
now the world is in calamity.
Yeah.
Right.
And but they never, like, the goal of the game is never to, it's always throwback to, this is what's worked before. Like, even in like the in-game universe, like Breath of the Wild is actually the prime example of this, is we are relying on people that came before us.
Right.
It's not, we are setting up for the future now.
Right.
Like, we are going to do this ourselves. And change things. Like, it was always, oh, well, everyone before us did this, so this is what we have to do, instead of like, you know what, that plan fucking sucks, let's do something else.
Right.
Like, damn, you know what, let's just put Ganon, Zelda, and Link all to sleep. Like, let's just do that, and they have to sleep forever. And then that way, the cycle stops.
And it never happens again. Right.
Because they're not dead.
Right.
Beat them into fucking space. Like, something, but like, of course that would be like awful examples, but
well, yeah,
like, just something that would change it to going forward, as opposed to always doing the same thing that people have done before.
Right. And do you feel like
that would be really cool.
Do you feel like they will eventually end the cycle somehow by doing something, or do you think that Nintendo is just like, well, this is a moneymaker right here. There's no point in quitting.
I don't see them changing it for the first. Like, I don't ever see them like capping the Zelda franchise until like it just falls out of relevancy.
Right. Illusionist says, does either one of you guys happen to play the Hyrule Warrior games? Now,
So actually,
I played it for a little bit.
I played Age of Calamity before I played Breath of the Wild.
Right.
Because the kids were like super stoked to play Age of Calamity, and I was like, okay, well, I'm down for Dynasty Warriors.
Right.
Like, when I was a teenager, I was a Dynasty Warriors nerd. Dynasty Warriors, Samurai Warriors. Like, I enjoyed how they played.
Right.
I enjoyed how they implemented the gimmicks of Zelda into the game as well. And the story was pretty good.
See,
like, I liked the story. It was another like time travel story, but you knew that kind of like off rip.
Right.
And it was okay because it was what makes sense of, hey, shit's been fucked. Let's not do this.
Right.
And then we're like, okay, well, how do we prep to stop this because we have the information that we have failed.
Right.
And then, now granted, when the other hero showed up to kind of like cop everybody out of getting fucked at the Divine Beast, like that was kind of lame, but at the time I was like, okay, this is cool. You know, like Mipha got to see her brother and stuff like that. Like, that was sick.
Right. See, I wasn't a fan of Dynasty Warriors, but I remember I came and stayed the night at your house a while back. Been a while. And you had a Wii U, and I played Hyrule Warriors. I think it was Hyrule Warriors, right? That was on Wii U?
The first one,
yeah. Yeah, I played that at your house. And I told you, like, we went outside for a smoke break, and while I was sitting there, I was like, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about it. I'm not enjoying it as a game, personally. It just doesn't, it just feels fucking weird to me, you know? Like, so that's my opinion of it still, and why I haven't played any other game that was like that, as far as, like, in the Zelda franchise goes. So, I probably won't pick those games up and play them at any point, but I do know that Persona 5 Strikers is supposed to be like that, and I'm kind of off-put by that, personally, because I'm not a Dynasty Warriors fan. I've never been a Dynasty Warriors fan. I just never cared for it. But, I mean, that's just my opinion, however, you know, like, the people who like those games, obviously there's a big enough margin there of people who enjoy those games, otherwise they wouldn't make games like that, you know? So, again, that's just my opinion. Analog Noise says they're going to be adding diving, fishing, also boat mechanics to other areas. ALA Wind Waker. I would love to see boat mechanics come back. I liked sailing. That was one of the biggest things that I really enjoyed about Wind Waker, was just getting into the boat and sailing from one island to the next island, you know? And, like, manipulating the wind so that way it would blow blow in the path that you wanted it to go, you know? Like, I enjoyed that stuff. I really loved Wind Waker. And I don't feel like Wind Waker gets enough, like, good jobs or anything, you know? Like, that, I personally feel like Wind Waker and Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess are the best Legend of Zelda games that they've ever released. Also, Hades, what are you doing? Come lay down. But I do feel like those are probably the better games that were ever released as far as Legend of Zelda goes. But again, it's just my opinion. You don't have to stone me in the comments or in the Twitch chat. It's totally fine. I can have a different opinion. It's fine. Analog says, what if Zelda somehow became the villain?
So there's actually speculation that the hero depicted in the artwork of Breath of the Wild, that they always say that the hero sealed Ganon in a blue tunic, but also like he has flaming red hair, that the original hero was actually Ganon.
Right. That's interesting.
And so, like, there's actually, like, a whole thing of speculation about, like, them do it. They kind of did a Zelda is the antagonist with the what was that game called? The one with the painting where you could go flat.
Oh, I don't know. I thought you were talking about Minish Cap for a second.
And they had no, and then they had like low rule and stuff. They dead ass. Yeah, if you check like on the internet, there's a lot of speculation, especially about like all the stuff that they've depicted for Breath of the Wild, that the original hero was Ganon, because the hero has flaming red hair, and it just wears the tunic. And actually, like with that piece of information, like going into like, because like I'm one of those people that like I prefer not to be spoiled, but I understand the fact that Breath of the Wild was a really big game when it came out, so I could not hide from that content.
Yeah.
So like as it trickled through to me, I didn't like shy away from it. I was just like, okay, what does it say? I have no context to this, so I don't care.
Right.
Like, and as I am putting context to it by playing the game, I'm like,
oh,
damn, I
see
can see
it.
what you were saying.
Yeah.
Because like if you look up the mural for Ganon, or for when they supposedly like sealed Ganon 10,000 years ago in the game, like it's supposed to be Link on the right side and Zelda's on the left side, and the guy on the right side definitely has the Master Sword, but does not look like Link at all.
Right.
Like does not look like Link at all. But they always say that it's Link. But like if you look at that guy, that's not Link. There's no fucking way that that's Link.
Right.
Because why would you depict Link looking like this?
Right.
And also another thing that kind of like made me think about that is in Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, you get these little markers on the map that upgrade all your people. The marker for Link on that map does not look like the depiction in the mural, but Zelda's looks like hers.
Right.
So it's one of those like
interesting.
I shaved my beard like day before yesterday, but
I think that would be huge, honestly, if they flipped it and it turned out that Ganon was actually the hero in this time period. You know, like I think that would be really interesting. Now, another thing that I think Breath of the Wild 2 is probably going to end up being about is probably more magic. I think, as far as, because we've seen like the like black evil goo thing or whatever on the walls and shit. They were like attacking Link and Zelda as they were like going to escape the cave or whatever that they were in. It's been a while since I've seen it, but that's what I remember at least. And during that, I think we're going to probably be introduced to Zelda learning magic. Because
doubling down
she's
on
supposed
tech.
to be.
Because, like, I thought that it was very interesting which granted I hated playing as fucking Zelda in Hyrule Warriors, but Zelda in Age of Calamity she fights with her Sheikah Slate.
Right.
Like she uses the runes on the Sheikah Slate to fight people.
Right.
And to me that was really interesting because like she's not a combatant, she's a scholar. That's what she does.
Right.
And then when she like awakens her Triforce or whatever, like she could do stuff. But also another thing about Breath of the Wild that as far as I have experienced is Link does not activate his Triforce. And there's actually no connection between Calamity Ganon and his Triforce. The only reference is to Zelda herself. There's never like, he is a personification of power. He's a personification of malice.
Right.
Like, so it's one of those, is he really, truly the Ganon that we all know?
Right.
Like, it's possible that he's not, because he is not a personification of power. It's of malice.
Right.
Which is a whole...
And they constantly throw that
thing.
into your face, too, that it's Calamity Ganon. Calamity Ganon, over and over again. Calamity Ganon, Calamity Ganon, Calamity Ganon. It's not Ganon of power. And, you know, usually when you see Ganon, his Triforce is like 9 times out of 10, it's glowing.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
He typically gets his first.
Yeah.
Because he is fated to be like an incarnation of strength.
Right.
Like he's supposed to be an insurmountable obstacle because of how just sheer power. But like it's in the face of insurmountable power, like you brandish courage, right?
Right.
So that's what makes sense. And then wisdom is just the means to wisdom and courage gives you the means to defeat power.
Right.
Like that's the whole trifecta of fucking Zelda has been since 100 years ago, you know? And now they have taken 2 out of 3 references of that out of the game.
Right.
Because they've tied Link closer to the sword than the hero that bears courage.
Right.
They have always, because Link is often referenced as the hero that bears the sword that seals darkness, not he who bears the courage to seal darkness or whatever.
Right.
Because they don't really like pivot him to having a part of the Triforce.
Right.
So like it's one of those like once you like really delve into like if you can get past the mechanics of the game and like really like delve into like the lore of the game specifically, it is drastically different than every other Zelda game to come before.
Right.
Because they've actually broken up all of the tropes that we have learned and been conditioned to accept thus far.
Right.
So I think it's sick.
Okay. Also, Zero said the game that you're thinking about is Link Between Worlds.
Yeah, there was like an evil Zelda in that one.
Yeah. Did you ever play Minish Cap?
100 years ago. It came out on Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, that was a good fucking game though. I enjoyed that one. Analog says, "Oh my god, wait! During that cutscene, would you get the Sheikah Slate fixed?" Question mark.
Yeah, they reference the mural a lot.
Right.
Because it's the same mural. It's like, here's the 4 guardians or 4 champions riding the divine beast, and here's all these guardians, and we're all gonna beat Ganon. And there's a guy on the right-hand side who is supposed to be Link. That guy is referenced as being Link every time that mural is put on the screen.
Right.
And that is not Link. I promise you that's not Link. Ain't no fucking way that's Link. And also, like, I don't think that the art department would fuck up that badly.
Right.
Like, this dude's got, like, a flowing beard and long as fuck hair.
Right.
Like, he looks like every depiction of Ganon we have experienced thus far. Like, actual Ganon the person.
Right.
And so, like, in the reference of the Breath of the Wild, like, announcement trailer, where there's, like, this kind of corpse-looking dude, like, laying down, and there's a hand holding him there, everyone thinks that that's actually the original hero, and that's Ganon, and Link is not the actual hero.
Huh. Well, if he's not the actual hero, then what does that make him?
Maybe Link turns into the bad guy.
Now that would be interesting.
Maybe he's a usurper. Like he is taking the role from someone else as opposed to
he does
being
have
the person destined to have the role.
He does have amnesia too, so it's not like he would remember being that way, right? So I don't know. It's definitely up in the air, honestly. Like that's huge news. I did not know that at all. I didn't delve into stuff like that. Like once I beat Breath of the Wild, I was done with Breath of the Wild. You know, I never touched it again. Like I beat it and I was like, cool, thanks for that. And then I set my Switch right there and never touched it again.
So like there's like the reason why I know this stuff is because if a game comes out and I don't think I'm ever gonna play it, I get engrossed in it. I get engrossed in like the lore and all that stuff of it. Like God of War is a prime example. Like I've never played the PS4 God of War, like because I never owned a PS4, which I'm probably gonna buy one soon.
Okay.
But I never owned it, so like I read up on the game and I like understood like what the story was and all that kind of stuff, and I'm like, okay, I can understand why this game is as great as people say it is.
Right.
And I did the same thing with Breath of the Wild. Like, okay, like I'm never gonna play this, because my wife was gonna play it, and I was just gonna let her do that, and I was gonna play other shit because I got engrossed in other stuff.
Right.
It's not in here, baby.
Well,
And that's like why I know as much as I do, and why I like got engrossed in the speculation of it.
right. Well, outside of that, I don't really have too much other news to talk about as far as, Pokemon, as far as Legend of Zelda goes. Do you happen to have anything left?
Apparently they announced that you can yeet people off the Halo ring in Halo Infinite.
What the fuck?
Yeah, like I don't know why. It's one of those like, there's a random piece of like tabloid information for me to know, but thank you for telling me.
I think.
Which supposedly we're supposed to get more news about that in the like next couple weeks.
See, I'm just so tired of Halo, man. I'm just so fucking tired of Halo. I don't really care for 343 Industries, to be honest with you. The only thing I care about as far as 343 Industries goes was the fact that they remastered all the games. That's all I cared about. But as far as like Halo 4, Halo 5, and all that shit goes, like I wasn't too impressed with it. I didn't care for it at all. And like the fight scene between Master Chief and what was his name, Locke? What was his name? I don't remember his fucking name. Locke.
Where Master Chief definitely should have just rocked his shit.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I was so fucking annoyed by that. Like, how is this guy standing up to Master Chief? First of all, Master Chief is a super soldier, right? Like we've already he got fucking injected with shit, like all sorts of stuff happened to him, and he's got like incredibly stupid strength. Now, saying that and then going to Locke, Locke is not a fucking super soldier. He's a guy in a Spartan suit that can put on the Spartan suit. You know? He's not the same breed. It's not the same level of things. So, out of, like, Master Chief should have just rocked his shit. Like, in all honesty, it should have just been done and over with. Like, when he was on the little computer thing, and Locke is like, Cortana's ours, or whatever, Master Chief is like, the hell she is, or whatever, and it was over. I just felt like he should have hit him, and dude should have flown back and just smashed into the fucking wall and just got stapled into the wall at that point. Like, I don't understand how he cracked his fucking suit or whatever.
There should have been the moment where Locke squared up, Chief busted his ass, and Buck was like, damn, bro, you really thought that was a good idea? Like, bro, I could have told you not to fucking do that. We should have shot at him first at the very least.
If we were going to do it, we should have just opened fire.
We either do it or we don't. Like, that's the whole thing.
Because that was their whole mission, right? Was to get it done. But
yeah,
the first thing that Locke does is like, nah, we'll square up. Like, what? Why? What was the point of that? I mean, you still probably would have lost in a firefight, but even still, like, he just disrespected you in front of your whole clique, like in front of your whole friend group. This man disrespected the shit out of you. He let you get like what 2, 3 maybe good hits on him, and then he was like, "All right, you cracked the helmet. You're getting fucked up now." Like, but instead, like he should have just rocked him.
So for like what it is, I've enjoyed those Halo games, but I've really like gotten more in like because I've moved away from playing on console like as a whole.
Right.
I've more enjoyed like the expanded universe, like reading the books and the comic books and stuff like that.
Right. I heard the books are like really, really good. I only read 2 of them, and it was Halo the Flood and Halo. I don't remember what the other one was, but it was about 2 kids, which was weird. But I don't remember too much about it. But I remember there was like 2 kids, and the whole story revolved around them. And then. But I don't know. I digress. But I'm gonna go ahead and get the giveaway shit up on my computer. So I'm gonna put up my BRB screen and I'll get that set up and I'll do the giveaway on my side. If that's fine with you. Cool? Alright guys, well we'll be right back. So don't go anywhere. If you entered into the
This is a nice looking animation. I'm not gonna lie. The BRB one. Yeah, I think it's neat. Yeah, I would say it was that one. Okay.
Wrong one. This one. So we have Sophia, Zero, Shaz, Refined, and Viper for the giveaway. The way this is gonna work is when we spin it, that whoever it lands on, that person is then eliminated from the wheel.
Oh, we're doing last man standing?
Yeah, we're gonna do a last man standing thing. So whoever is the last man standing on the wheel is the person who wins the $50 giveaway. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel here, and good luck to everybody. Oh, sorry, Shads. So Shads has been removed. Go for another spin here.
Damn, it's sad that there's like confetti and shit. Like,
yeah. It sucks. So Zero has been removed.
Damn, got both the twins. That's rude as fuck.
I swear. Oh, okay. Sophia's been removed. So it's between Refined and Viper. It is between Refined and Viper. Listen, for the giveaway.
I am biased as fuck. You're all nerds. I vote for Refined.
Here we go.
Channeling all of my plot armor into Refined right now.
Oh, Refined won the giveaway.
Let's go!
So Refined is the winner. Refined is the winner of the $50 giveaway. And you guys saw it here. You guys saw it here. It was last man standing. Everybody had an equal chance. There was no biasness given in this. So Refined, congratulations on winning the $50 giveaway. I will get with you at some point. I know you're in Thomas's stream right now. So
let's go.
So I will get with you, Refined, and we'll talk about everything, and I'll get it sent your way. I might just give it to Thomas, and then Thomas can give it to you, if that works. I think, do you know Refined in real life?
He says, yo, wait, I'm making a microwave hamburger. What's happening? You won $50, you fucking nerd.
Do you know Refined in real life?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just give you the $50 and you can give it to Refined.
Thanks.
Okay, cool. But I think that's gonna do it for the podcast today, yeah? So, unless Thomas, you have anything else you want to add?
Best streamer on Twitch strikes again.
Oh, okay. All right, then. If you guys haven't, please go check out my buddy Rewrite. Fantastic streamer, fantastic guy, and he's always down to talk. And he's really into his chat. So if you guys are talkative in chat, he will respond. He's not like some people I know. But Zero says congrats.
I actually have not had my chat pulled up this whole thing. and I click back and I'm like, oh, everyone's here. Hi, boys. I'll be back in a second. We're going to play Smite game.
Zero said congrats to Refined. And with that, I think I will see you guys maybe tomorrow. If I'm not working tomorrow, I'll be live tomorrow with more Dragon Quest, or I might be live with Ace Attorney. I don't really know yet. We'll figure it out what we're gonna do. But yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have you guys have a fantastic day. Bye everybody on YouTube. Bye Twitch. Bye everyone. Bye Thomas. I love you. Bye everybody.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.